get into the small screen too, and still got no idea how I did it. At some point, I just spammed all the 4 escape and all at once. Okay, that's fair. Let's go then. Komorebi. Coming right up. Yep. Oh, and oh my god, I just noticed we've got 30 followers. I should do something special about it. Shouldn't I?
You have chosen to take part in a personal experience.
Oh, definitely. Also, I hope the game you can hear properly.
In exchange for that, we have given you several options to use.
Okay, what kind of options though? I'm curious.
Feel free to do so at your leisure.
Will do.
Your experience will be divided into fragments like these.
Okay, okay, okay. I dig it.
Right now, there's only one.
It's a demo, so what do you expect?
Try saving and then interact with this fragment.
Try saving? Of course, okay, I guess so. And then
alternatively, feel free to enjoy the view.
Okay, will do. How pretty the view will be though.
Experience opening fragment. A new beginning.
Yes. Thank you very much. I do want to experience something new. Hello, there are more people in the chat. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing really well. And set a watcher upon her, great and strong Argus, who with 4 eye looked every way, and the goddess stirred in him unwearing strength. Sleeping never fell upon his eyes, but never kept sure watch always. Fragment of the lost something. Damn it. In celebrity of 30 followers, I have decided to write down your games, and I will likely play them at some point. That's actually a cool... Yeah, I can actually do that. So yeah, I think that I will just post something about it on Twitter. My eyes falter as I linger on the first place? As I linger on the perspice of a peaceful sleep. Cars pass by, then fade away, lulling me like mechanical waves on a suburban ocean. However, as enticing as slumber may seem, this is not the time or the place. As we drive, I keep myself awake with pleasant thoughts both old and new. Listen very closely to the first character you hear, especially their voice. Will do. Those vehicles that passed by, where were they going, and where did they come from? Also, I hope the chat is visible. Actually, let me see, because I do not know how it interacts with each other. Okay, yeah, we will have to hide the chat. Sorry, we do have to hide the chat. Sorry very much. Yeah, unfortunate. I dig deeper and start to wonder who these people were, who they loved and held dear. Billions of people, all with lives fundamentally different from mine. It's a lot to take in. But is that difference a good thing or a bad thing? It's tough to think. And I can find no answer. Okay, I see. I mean, it's less you being able to see the chat and more it being disruptive. Actually, now that I think about it, I think my own position is quite disruptive too. I don't think you can see the whole text. I can make myself a little bit tiny smaller. How about that? Or move myself to the... Yeah, I will move myself to the left, or rather right. I'm out of screen. How about them apples? You do read it... You do read it loud, right? Do I read it loud? I'm trying to read it loud. As many people say, though, the unknown is alluring. That's part of why I'm sitting here right now. Should I read it really loud, though? I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I let out a loud yawn. Roar. Giving my friend a slight smile, it isn't long before I receive one in return. At least we were both on the same page. There would be plenty of time to sleep later on.
You alright over there?
Ah. Not sure.
Ever since we left the airport, you've been dozing off like mad. I thought it was pretty good company, you know? You're offending me.
Oh my god, that's Pra? The same voice actor, my god, you're right. That sounds so nice too. Like different tone of voice, different yeah, it's just different tone of voice, but it's still awesome. And I'm not gonna offend you. I shake my head off as if doing so would grant me further clarity. You create great company. I'm just really tired. Honestly, I was just waiting for you to make the first move. You're pretty boring. I'm already planning a return flight home. What makes you think you can wake me up like that? Just feeling a little homesick, that's all.
Yeah, me too. But you're the only one.
It is definitely a higher pitch of voice, right? Yeah, me too, but you are the only one to blame here.
Why did you book the red eye? Now there's a question for the ages. I had some coffee, but not even that could save me.
Oh boy. We need more coffee then. Give me more coffee. Wait, Sunday, 12:15. Okay. Wait, is it today? No, it's not today. Why did I think it's today? 12:15. It is 9/7, technically. Or 7/9, depending on where you live. Besides, before he can continue, he's cut off by loud beeping noise. A light on the dashboard starts to flash, causing him to groan in annoyance. He looks down for a moment and presses a button to silence the intrusion.
Distracted driving? Of course. Apparently, this thing doesn't want me talking to my friend. I guess it thinks you're a risk? Maybe you should take that as a compliment.
Oh, I will definitely be your risk if you can, if you want one. I shrug, unsure of how to respond as I rest my head on the window. According to the system, almost everything was a risk these days. It wasn't worth losing the points, so we sit and remained in silence. What points? Are we in China by any chance? Or other place? I should not speak about it, shouldn't I? Is it social points by any chance? Well, there is no 15th month. True, that's true. Looking out, it doesn't look like a middle of December to me. I was about to say the same thing. But yeah, are we gonna lose freaking social points? That sounded ominous. Wow. Oh my god, that's a pretty freaking crib. I like this house. I freaking love this house. Wow. That's pretty. That's pretty fucking perfect. Love it. A few moments later, the silence is finally broken. I'm thankful, as things were starting to get a little awkward. But I guess meeting someone for the first time is always like that.
It was nice of him to pick you up from the airport. Isaac, right?
I'm Isaac?
Make sure to keep people like him close by during a change.
Look at their nose and hair, but especially their nose.
Right now. But remember, that's not a bad thing.
He has a scar on the nose. Kind of like Ulrich, I think? Was it Ulrich? Or Sovi? No, Sovi didn't have. Sovi had like 2 markings on it. Almost correct. I remember Sovi having something like that, but no, he just had like double black markings on his nose, so it's way different. What's your name, sir? He fiddles with a few papers in his hand before pulling out a specific sheet. Placing it on the table between us, he slowly slides it over to my side of the room. I pick it up and inspect it for a few moments. It's a basic questionnaire.
If you could just fill out the basics, that would be great.
Okay, will do.
Obviously, I know who you are, but we need to leave a paper trail.
Of course.
Fill that out, and I'll decide our topics for the day, all right?
Okay, we can do that. I nod, grabbing the pen that rests on the table beside me. These sessions were always boring, especially the first few. A new city, a new counselor, right back to square one. What would you do if you had a scratch on the nose? Like cover it with the strap maybe on the top of a nose? Kind of like Damek? Wait, was it Damek? I don't think it was Damek, was it? Damn it. Hard to say. After filling out the form, I place it on the table and slide it back. Ah. My brain is quite empty right now, so I would need a refresher, to be honest. I've grown so accustomed to their pack that for me, currently, it is hard to distinguish them sometimes. Like, I just don't look at the hair color gives it away, the gray hair. Well, Ulrich has gray hair. Who else? Who else? Let me think. Shane? No, Shane. No, Shane. Damn it. Why is the memory so cloudy? I hate it. I hate having cloudy memory. The counselor picks it up, inspects it, and gives me a knowing nod. It's Grizz. Oh. Oh, right.
It was mentioned in the
He
notes
actually...
that
Wait, did Grizz have this sort of like a braid on his side? I don't remember it. It's a different style and time. That's fair.
Don't worry. It's normal. A lot of people your age shy away from their birth name. Why spend our lives with something that's been decided for us, right? Things are a lot more flexible than we give them credit for.
So Grizz. Okay, right.
That includes the future. A fact that people tend to forget.
You're so bouncy. Going up and down, right? Bouncy boy. I really don't know where he's going with this. Well, the hairstyles is different due to the time, but Grizz had the strap over his nose and the semi-long grey hair. That's true. He taps the paper against the lap, straightening them out.
Allow me to be a little blunt. I mean, we both know why you're here.
Nope.
My practice focuses on people like yourself. Those who saw nothing. Honestly, that's a very small group. It must get lonely for you sometimes.
Oh, wait, so we are kind of like, we are Issac, or are we seeing it through his eyes? Like, are we seeing through Isaac's eyes, or is he somewhere on the side? I shrug.
There's a single question I like to ask my new patients. So, excuse the cliche, but how does that make you feel? Being alone while billions receive a glimpse of the future.
That makes me scared. I thank him for rubbing it in, ensuring that the sarcasm is clear.
Opposite, actually. I meant to give you some support. Imagine being constrained by a vision of your future, consumed by it. You have what some people would call freedom, a truly blank slate.
I guess so. Again, I am really confused on what's going on. No, you're kinda skipped through the scenes here. Issac drove you to your new home, one of the next scenes, and then you came here.
Remember,
okay.
Komorebi is a relatively new phenomenon. Society has flourished for thousands of years without it.
Aww.
Some would consider your situation a blessing. Don't forget that.
What in particular is Komorebi? I can't tell. He's giving a speech that he's given many times before. Because of this, it seems to lose some of its impact and wisdom. As I close my eyes and simply hope that this is all over soon. Okay, I need some explanation. There is a couple missing pages right now. Oh, this place I like too. The TV report continues, and I open my eyes with slight hesitation. I've only been here for a few days, and rest is almost impossible to find. So let me get this. We are one of the only people in the world who do not have had haze visions. Haze visions? Like future visions? Huh? Do not have visions. Oh, do not have visions. Okay. Okay. Maybe.
I can't believe they're making us watch this.
What are they making watch us?
100 years of visions? Nobody cares. Looks like Argus just wants to stroke their own ego.
Who the hell is Argus, apart from Defender of Olympus? Dante leans forward, making this opportunity to chime in.
Yeah, this is more about the system than anything else. Maybe they should fix all the glitches before boasting.
I like him.
Watch. Soon it'll say talking over their propaganda is risky.
Isaac leans forward, whispering as if topic is sensitive. This scene plays before this last scene, but after one of the next scenes where Isaac and you arrive here.
You're not supposed
Reinhardt.
to badmouth the system, Dante.
Huh? Okay, that was bizarre acting, but still.
As if my score could get any lower, man. Besides, Delta has definitely seen my true colors by now. I'm under no obligation to keep up the nice guy act.
I mean, I definitely see your true colors, purple guy. You will kill us all. Definitely 100%.
Why does it have to be an act? Can't you just, you know...
It's only the first
nice.
part. After that, everything is kinda in order. That's good. That is really good then. Dante's cuffs.
Too much effort, not enough caffeine.
Oh, please give me coffee. Actually, I should make some coffee soon.
And
I
you
wouldn't
know
mind
the
that.
system is messed, Isaac. We're all on a leash. They just use Komorebi as an excuse to make it stay that way.
Are we all on the leash? Well, I do have a collar, but unfortunately no leash. So, if you arrange for something, we can have some fun, right?
Can't argue with that one.
There are 5 characters introduced. So Isaac, Dante, this Grizz-looking guy, us, and whom? And Argus? Are we counting Argus in?
Hey, Delta, didn't you have an appointment soon? Maybe I can use you as an excuse to stop watching this thing.
Hopefully.
And you're telling me to be nice.
It's 5 you can romance. That's a lot of romance so far. I love that. I laugh at the retort. Wait, what? I laugh at the retort and lean back in the attempt to relax. I let Isaac know that he was right, but my appointment wasn't far for a while. Plenty of time to gather my thoughts and continue watching this report. Isaac, Dante, Taylor, Zero, and Klace. Wait, so Klace is part of this VN? Wow, that's one way to self-insert. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely need to gather my thoughts. There is a fog over my mind, and I feel so scatterbrained. Grounding myself in this new environment would definitely help. Appa. Komorebi appointment. News report.
Interact with each word to learn more about it.
Okay. Okay.
Upon interacting with all 4, your experience will continue.
That's simple. So let's find what... Okay, first of all, save. Because why not? Komorebi. What is Komorebi? One day, the world was changed forever. Billions of people experienced vivid visions of the future. These could not be mistaken for dreams. It seemed to be true recognition. The visions that people had would follow them for the rest of their lives, replaying at the worst possible times. It was almost like an intrusive thought. Whether positive or negative in nature, these visions still consumed lives. Nobody knew how or why this happened, but it was far too late. Chaos ensued. Whatever. These who saw personal success went to great lengths to fulfill their visions. These who saw personal failures did anything they could to avoid them. It wasn't just a one-time event either. Komorebi overstayed its welcome. Children and grandchildren grew up alongside this odd phenomenon. They too experienced their own visions around the age of 13. Fairly young, to be honest. Going crazy around the age of 13, yikes. The world became obsessed with the future, obsessed with Komorebi. It was the word describing sunlight that shines down through the trees, a simple and poetic metaphor for the visions filtering into our world. However, it wasn't a series of visions, nor would they change over time. It was a vision of a single moment, and it would follow you for the rest of your life. For example, if your vision was horrible, you would still be forced to live. If you would still be forced to live it almost every day. It seemed far from far, and lived lives were defined by the moments presented in people's visions. Okay, so Komorebi is basically precognition, being able to see the future. It's the same vision over and over, so it's a single vision. So wait, from what I understand from the previous appointment thing, so what, we don't have it? That's a win if we don't have it. Imagine if there is weak-minded people. Ooh, that would hurt. Okay, because of the chaos ensued? That's a weird word. Because of the chaos ensued during the advent of Komorebi, a plan was needed. There were too many people acting recklessly in the face of their futures. Whether avoiding or fulfilling the visions, risky behavior was a constant. A new system was introduced that governed the behavior of the people. You would be held accountable for all of your actions regardless of legality. This was an attempt to keep people in line and focused on the present. Live in a safe, orderly manner. And you would accrue points over your lifetime. If you did the opposite, you would lose points. Be rude, speed, litter, stuff like that. Your point total would define you as either an asset or a liability to society. While primitive at first, this concept grew as technology progressed. It is currently integrated into every possible device: phones, cars, homes. The demand is clear. Be rewarded for your subservience to the system. Crime and accident rates plummeted due to this, and society is on the tight leash. But some people argue that the living in chain isn't really living at all. Life is all about taking risks and taking progress, they say. Fight as they might, however, no movement has resulted in any change. Your worth in society is dictated solely by your score in the system. Generations later, managing your points is simply the norm. Wow, that hurts. I once heard a great quote from a good friend: if you need a law to be a nice person, you are not a nice person. Most likely, depends on how harsh it is. If the law is incredibly harsh, well, you're screwed, let me tell you. You're simply screwed. But yeah, this is an incredibly bad system. Can't insult people. What if you're with a friend and you're just having a friendly mingle? That's just rude. That's a bad system. News report. Today marks the 100th anniversary of Komorebi. Nothing has ever been the same since then, and I don't think it ever will be. So we are 1 century into it, basically. Awful. The current state of technology and society is vastly different than it would have been. At the top of it all, right next to the world's leaders, is the Argus Corporation. Argus. They created the system. They created almost every device we use today. In many ways, they affect our lives even more than those in power. So basically, we're in a dystopian future where people can have visions, not necessarily, but they can have visions, and there's a big corporation on top of it all. Oh boy, that's awful. The report is basically going over the history of Komorebi and Argus. Imagine someone kicks your pet and loses points for that, and then you insult them and lose points as well. You know what would be even funnier? If you not only lost points for insulting them, But if you lost more points for insulting them than they kicking your pet, like that would be fucking awful. I can kick your pet and be unjust. And if you insult me, you are far, far worse. So get wrecked. But to be honest, it seems a little self-serving and very unnecessary. Isaac was right. It's like they just want to stroke their own egos. They made it mandatory viewing too. If you ignored the special reports, you would lose some points. Wow. No, that's dystopian. That is incredibly dystopian and sad. Essentially, our social status is being held for ransom. But if there is one thing that nobody can monitor, it's what I'm thinking of. So while I'm watching, at least I can have time to gather my thoughts. That's at least a tiny bit positive spin on it, but still sucks. While the Komorebi phenomenon was peculiar, there's also something else. Some people saw nothing, left completely in the dark, with no visions at all. Less than 1% of the world experienced this, a very small group. But it was still extremely worrying. What did seeing nothing mean? Were you dead? Nobody knew. Depression and suicidal intention became commonplace among this group. They are assigned a counselor who meets with them on a regular basis, and one of these people. I never experienced my own vision. People always worry for me and fear that I may do something rash. In reality, however, I'm fine. My lack of vision has never defined me, and that is a good freaking mindset. Because I moved to a new city to live with friends, I was given a new counselor. It's kind of lame to start all over after spending so many years with the last one. But I'm told that this doctor is great and I'll feel at home in just a few sessions. Well, that is quite awesome. I let out a soft sigh. And everything suddenly feels better. Crazy how much a quick mental breather can help you. My last counselor is the one who taught me that. He told me that our minds is like an office full of filling cabinets. If we don't gather our thoughts, they just lay around, piling up. We need to set some time aside to process and filter them. Sometimes a simple metaphor like that can really change the way you think. And that is true, that is also a really good approach. Wow. I love the fact that our character is already, let's just say, more mentally stable than some of, well, let's just say he's more mentally stable than the seer. I don't think seer is super mentally stable. And I just finished drinking a little bit of water. I've got a little bit left, thankfully. Unwanted thoughts can be thrown away like trash while you organize the rest. If our mind was a physical space, we would never neglect it. We would keep it immaculate. As if it was perfectly timed, the report ends alongside the train of thoughts. The energy level in the room immediately skyrockets now that we are free. Honestly, it was a waste. That was an hour we will never get back. As I get up to leave for my appointment, I notice something peculiar. The report goes right into some sort of after show about more Argus stuff. I don't really care to watch, but I notice the word nostalgia. It's littered all over the place, like they want me to keep it in mind. Unfortunately for them, I'm not in a nostalgic mood right now. I leave the house looking towards my ever brighter future. After all, why look back when the alternative is so exciting? Exactly, the future can be exciting, you just have to make it exciting yourself. To be honest, in moments like this, I really wish I had a second screen. Something tells me the first few sessions will be total bust. I never found it fun to talk about myself, and now I'm forced to do it. Hopefully, the notes my last counselor sent over will help him get up to speed.
You're something of an anomaly to me. Most people in your situation have less than stellar scores.
Okay, I guess they are really worried.
But you seem to exist in the middle, a truly neutral ground. A preliminary look at your risk profile shows me almost nothing. But on the other hand, you haven't done much to gain points either.
Well, that's good. Being neutral.